Hello everyone, Happy New Year to you, Happy 2018. Thank you so much for coming back, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joanna. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like what you find here. If you would like 6-month readings, I just posted those on my Vimeo On Demand page. That information is down below for you. So if you would like a little bit more information to see what's ahead for the next 6 months for you, go ahead and click on the link. It'll take you to my site. It was nice for me to see that majority, if not all of the readings, are literally a continuation from your January reading. So it was nice to see the consistency. Many of you are on a road to discovery or rediscovery, which is very exciting to see. And it's just exciting to see for when I see this. So that's fantastic. I'm not going to spend too much time on the intro. Nobody likes long intros, including myself. So all I'm going to say is enjoy these. If this makes sense to you, post below if you would like a private session. That information is down below for you as well. Listen to your moon sign and your rising sign, as they may offer you additional information to complete an entire picture of your life. And of course, because these are general, they may not apply to every single one of you, and that's okay. I always say take little pieces and bits that do apply to you and listen down the road at the end of the month to see if more applies to you, because that's generally how it goes. But without further ado, let's just move on with with the January readings. I do wish you a wonderful month of January. Take care of yourself, and without further ado, let's jump into January readings. Hello, beautiful sign of Cancer. This is going to be a reading for January 2018. I have a few cards from different decks. Let me just go through a couple of things. It's actually shockingly interesting to me that similar cards you have right now that are in your 6-month reading. And I don't want to spoil what it's about, but let's just say you're going to go through some major transformations. Fantastic one. So January feels very much like it's preparatory time for it, or you're going to start to feel slightly disorganized within your thoughts and within yourself. I was given the number 11, which is the symbol of fairness, balance, but it's also the Justice card. You have the Justice card here, and there was a lot of talk about justice in your 6-month reading. So the information is repeating itself, and when that happens, that's to me, anyways, it's a sign for dancing out of joy, because things are aligning, synchronicity. So that's what I saw. When I look at your overall energy for January, you might feel a little bit, mentally tired is what I want to say. This is the proverbial 9 of Swords. I don't necessarily look at this as a terrible card. Yes, it can symbolize depression. Actually, that was talked about in a 6-month reading. But just so this makes sense to you. Yes, it can signify depression. You may feel slightly off. You may feel slightly moody. My apologies. You may feel distracted. You may feel like your mind is going in a gazillion different places. You have things coming at you from all over the place. You're probably worried about bills and spending money around Christmas and holiday time. So there's a lot of going on in your mind that may make you feel slightly distracted. For some of you, it'll make you feel distracted. And all these spheres here, which represent your thoughts, which are your fears, it does say darkest fears. They represent things coming up to surface that make you feel uncomfortable. So it is some sort of based on conditioned belief. So that's too much explanation, but I think you know what I mean. All fears stem from the past, almost always. Anyway. But this is something that's coming up for you. So what I just said, that information, just consider, because they're saying, considering the intensity of what some of you will feel, it's worth looking back and see where this fear is coming from. Really, really important. Why? Because that may actually lead you to a process of transformation. And that is actually essentially what's happening in the next 6 months for many of you. So I hear bills are going to pile up in January. Pretty standard. You don't need a psychic to say that. But they're showing that to me. So maybe you have a lot of financial fears. Well, maybe you have a lot of fears connected to your future. Maybe you have a lot of fears, you know, connected to your future that stem from your past. Whatever it is, you may feel a little bit wonky in the month of January. It is, I feel it's short-lived, and I'm not diagnosing anybody, but some of you may have dealt with depression before, so you may start to feel a little bit blue. Could also be because of the weather. If you live where there's a typical winter and it's kind of dark and you don't get a lot of sunlight, that may also exacerbate, I think that's the right word, your condition. So moving on. 9 is also endings. Thank you. So there's an opportunity here in the month of January to recognize certain things within you and also outside of you that are no longer working for you. And the message here is be very brave and direct with yourself. It's almost what the message essentially is, it's time for self-inventory. And well, January is not a bad time to do that because we just started a new month. So examine some things that come up to surface, because these are opportunities that will aid you in making choices and decisions moving forward. That's what I'm being shown. So then I'm saying, okay, show me what's happening. What's influencing all of this? What's influencing all the feelings of what's going on in January? You've got the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, yes. So this is complete disorganization. This is feeling like you don't know where to go, what to do. Thoughts are disorganized. You're disorganized at home. Chaos around you. Feeling like things are just not the way they're supposed to be. Because it's an earth energy, it is symbolic of something that is outside of you. But always remember, your inner belief will always be reflected on the outer. So, but let's just stick with the two of coins in reverse. You may have had a lot of priorities that were competing for each other, and you feel like you're dropping the balls. And incidentally, I kept hearing dodging a ball in your other reading. So that's what's influencing you feeling like this. Okay, maybe you feel completely disorganized with your finances, and that's bringing up some fears around money. We are coming from a season of holidays. Generally speaking, a lot of money is being spent around that time, so it wouldn't surprise me. It could be that simple, not necessarily easy, or it could be other things. Then I said, okay, show me what is going, like that's what's the influence, what's going on in January. Page of Cups came up, and what this is saying here is someone is going to offer you an opportunity, or there is certainly a great possibility of someone offering you a brand new opportunity. This is emotion based, so it's an opportunity that would make you feel good. It's emotional. It's emotional. Everything is emotional. It's an opportunity. Let's put it that way. It is also a sign of synchronicity. You coming together with certain people out of the blue, or as a coincidence. There's no coincidences. And because you're going through transformation, and that's in the other reading, I can see how things around you might be changing. Now, these are not bad changes. Some of those are career changes. Some of those changes are around relationships and the parameter of a relationship. And some changes are just how you do things day to day in your life, and those things are going to change. But point is, there's an education component here coming. So somebody might be offering you to teach you something, to educate you on something. This could also be an educational opportunity. Point is, whoever or whatever is being offered to you, it is leaving you in a state of slight confusion. You can't see it, but this is Seven of Cups. And the message of this card is, the word is illusion. There is too many competing ideas, too many competing emotionally based situations, and you're trying to figure out, what do I want? This is also a message here of you not knowing what you truly want and looking at all these different cups, opportunities. You're unable to decide. So this could be work related, this could be anything, but there's a sense of confusion here that I feel. Now, what's that interesting is that the Justice card came up. I said, show me what is in the near future. Justice, balance, fairness, fair outcome, things going smoothly, things balancing out, and that was again mentioned in your 6-month reading. So there's a fair conclusion to something you are trying to deal with, and whether that conclusion is allowing you to move on, or whether you moved on and the conclusion hasn't happened. And maybe that's the fear. Maybe the fear is that you're not going to get a fair share, fair conclusion, fair assessment, whatever it may be. A lot of it I feel is financially connected for you. Now, I said, okay, show me. What do they need to know? New life. You are ready to begin new. A brand new cycle or phase, if you will, is about to transpire, and I'm seeing the number 7. So this cycle will be for the next 7 years. You're starting a brand new cycle. I wouldn't even know how to calculate this. I'm just being shown this to tell you. This could mean something is going to happen in July. You were born in July. That is your month. But number 7 is being shown very clearly. And this is saying you are ready to start new life. There are opportunities that will be coming to you, synchronicities. There will be people that will be coming to you seemingly out of nowhere, and opportunities will present themselves that will allow you to move forward with greater sense of confidence with regards to where you're going. Relationship, health, material things, work, whatever it may be. And many of you will be blessed with brand new beginnings. Some of those beginnings I see is a brand new baby, whether it is because you're going to conceive. I know the card is not here, but whether it's you're going to conceive a child, give birth to a child, adopt a child. You are also in the process of expansion, and that's talked in the other reading. So it wouldn't surprise me if a child was being welcomed in the next little while, or at least a decision to have one. Now, the other thing that there is a message about is here and now. So this is about, so there's 2 posts. One is future, one is past. And many of you will find yourself at crossroads in the near future. Crossroads is not bad. It's actually, I'm being told to say, our conditioning signifies that crossroads, for the most part, equals unpleasant decisions. That isn't the case necessarily. Crossroads means you're coming up to a stop and you get to choose, but it could be a great thing to be able to choose. Now, some circumstances dictate it, and sometimes we dictate the circumstance. So, point is, many of you will be at crossroads. For some of you, it's going to be mentally. For others of you, it is going to feel very palatable that you're wanting to jump into something new. So you're going to be at various stages of this, but there's transformation that's coming for you guys, and that's talked about. So what this is saying here is this: we know where you don't want to be. We know where you want to be. Now, during this time, at least in January, spend time taking care of yourself and be in the moment as much as you can. Why? Because thinking too much about the past is going to make these more. Thinking too much about the future perhaps is going to bring up these fears. So your job, if you will, is to stay as present in whatever is happening now, in the moment, as you can. Now, personally, it's extremely difficult for me to do that, and my guide just said, I will attest to that. He's never said that before. Cheeky guy. But the the way you can achieve that is through meditation. It's through controlled breathing. It's through prayer. It's through mindful exercises, or being mindful of doing exercises. Form of relaxation that allows you to focus on your breath. All of these little things, seemingly unimportant, have a tremendous impact in the way you feel within yourself and within your body, and how you relate to the world as a consequence. So telling yourself, I'm going to be present, doesn't happen too often, or at least in my experience. But when we allow ourselves to have those, do those things that I mentioned, meditation, mindfulness, whatever it is for you, it'll help for you to achieve this. And I'm hearing there's nowhere to go right now. This is about now, and at a later time, you will be faced with needing to make a decision. But for most of you, the decision isn't happening in January. It is happening a little bit further down the road, but you are being prepared because there's a brand new beginning. Now, the reason why you're also being prepared is because there's a massive transformation that's going to happen for you guys. And it's for a lot of people, and it is fantastic, but that's in the 6-month reading. So that's a bit of a sneak preview. Let me just see if there's anything else. Okay, this is the same vision that I saw for your 6-month projection, but they're showing me someone playing soccer. So whether it is important for you to stay active, thank you. It's one of the ways you can stay in the moment, because when you're playing soccer competitively for fun, you got to stay on the ball. You got to stay focused, right? Oftentimes our mind wanders, but putting yourself in an activity, including yourself in an activity that will allow you to stay focused, is what will allow you to feel more here and now. So that's for some of you, just to stay grounded. For others of you, this is apparently a reminder to loosen your belt. And I think that's a metaphor for notice how your belt is fitting. And I think you guys get that idea. And I think most of us who celebrate holidays have thoughts of that at some point, because, well, we're coming out of a holiday season. And I think that's all I have. They're asking me to say, they're not saying don't worry, because he says that would actually be almost a derogatory statement, because it's not as easy as that, don't worry. But what he says, try your best to worry less, at least for a limited amount of time, but that requires you to have a conscious awareness and make a conscious effort. But it is possible. That's what they're saying. He's showing me the number 7 again for you guys. So that's July, or the number 7. Something is really important here with the number 7. Okay, and I think that's all I have for you. Of course, if you would like the longer version or 6-month version, that information is down below for you. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for viewing. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, listen to it down the road, because it almost always makes sense towards the end of the month. I wish you best of luck in January. Take care of yourself. Please drop me a comment down below if this applies to you, if you will wish to do so. And for private sessions, that information is down below for you as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.